Hey everyone, so I'm back. Probably didn't think you'd see me again, huh? After I ghosted you for at least a month or more. Truth be told, I got super overwhelmed with work. I ended up having to travel a ton. Plus, here, had a ton of stuff to do, and I just wasn't able to deal with the camera, focus on the work, and then edit the videos. So I just went at it hard, and we're done. The good news is we're done. This apartment's ready to move into. So I'm here today. I want to give you a tour of everything that was done. I'll link the first video down in the description. So if you're interested, you can go back and see what it was like when I first started. Actually, if you haven't seen that one yet, stop, go watch it, just to give you a sense of how much work's been done here. Let's get going. So this, as you may remember, is the kitchen. We did a bunch of stuff in here. New floors, we had to replace the stack. Probably remember some of the fiasco that was. We got the kitchen sink back. That's all nice, and it looks, honestly, everything in here just looks great. We got a refrigerator in here. My wife was in here, and kids, and everyone was in here fixing up the insides of the cabinets, just get everything all done and ready. So from here into the bathroom, so ended up putting in a new toilet. You may remember me doing new water lines here. So those are all done. I got my little panel cover thing here, held up with a little bit of a magnet to keep it in the wall. We cleaned up the tub as best we could. New vanity, new mirrors over, new lights, new fan, which is running right. It's actually hooked up to the light. So yeah, that's what you want, especially in a rental. So we're gonna walk through here. And this was my cut room. So we got this cleaned up, and this is just a beautiful space. A ton of light coming in here. It's really, we are gonna advertise it as a sunroom. It just looks fantastic. I ended up replacing all the windows in here. I had to paint the floors, so they look a lot better than they did, especially after I'd been doing all kinds of cutting on top of them for so long. Living room here probably hasn't changed a ton since I last filmed, but we did get the double doors hung up. Those look great, they work great. Kind of get a sense of all of this. We got the closet in and trimmed and all the things, and it works. This door hung. You may remember me busting through the wall here. So what I ended up doing is just actually putting a door there because it was framed for it. I can always switch up the layout in the future if I have to, but for now there's just a door there, and it's basically just screwed in so it doesn't work. Over here, actually, same thing here with this door. It's screwed in, a little confusing, but over here, you may remember this room. I spent a lot of time in this room, and then it became my storage room. Again, this place is great. There's so much light coming in. I ended up covering this panel here per the electrical inspector in the town. So you may notice that I've got the electrical running on the outsides of the walls through the apartment. That is unfortunate, but that's the way it ended up being the most cost effective. Eventually I'm gonna paint it, and I don't think, even now, like, I don't notice it anymore. It's just a thing that is. I ended up, after all that talk about replacing the treads and risers, I ended up just cleaning them up real good and painting them. Honestly, they look great. They work. I've shored them up. They all work great. It's good enough, and that simple project, that probably would have taken me, I don't know if it's simple or not, that probably would have taken me a week to do. Instead, I spent maybe 8 hours on painting and cleaning up and whatever else. So hallway, and we got, actually, this is kind of cool. So before, all we had was one light switched down here. Now I've got a light here at the entry. I've got a light on the landing, and I've got a light all the way at the top. And this is a two-way switch, I guess, where you can control it from any part of the house. All right, so we're up on the 3rd floor. And in here, same wire molding for the lights. I ended up painting the floors in here. I got that window done. Likewise, painted the floors in here, and these really needed it. Got that window done. I love that window. Open it up, it just swings open the whole way. Same lights in here. Overall, I'll say I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was a lot more work than I had originally anticipated, and that's probably no surprise to any of you who have done something like this before. But I had never done anything on this scale, didn't know what to expect, and I think part of the challenge was I kept changing my mind. So when I first walked through this place, I had expectations about how I was going to do everything, or I had thoughts in my head about how I was going to do everything. For example, like in here, right? These floors, I was going to leave these floors. Instead, I ended up putting luxury vinyl plank basically all over most of this floor. Like I wasn't going to do these floors. I wasn't going to do the hallway. I wasn't going to do the kitchen. And then just as I spent more time in the apartment, as I discovered, issues with the floor in the kitchen, as I realized it would be really hard to get the gouges out of this floor down here, I just had to pivot. And I think that's a lesson learned for me. So in the future, when I'm touring some of these places and, just kind of working my way through them and trying to, in my head, mentally add up how much effort and expense is going to go into these, probably pad those estimates just a little bit. I was thinking this was going to take me like 2 months to start out. So anyway, we're going to walk downstairs. So I want to give you just a quick idea of what season two, yeah, we got seasons now. Yeah, season 2 will look like. Actually, before I forget, I actually just did this today. So this, I don't know if I ever showed this or not, but this was leaning. There was nothing supporting it underneath. It was, lagged into the house. But I just did this morning, and I used a ton of the scrap that was here. I don't know if anyone is interested in any of the free stuff sitting on the curb, but anyway, let's walk back in here. And like I said, season 2. So I would show you what I have to do in here, but there's so much everything everywhere that I can't really. We got some work to do, but that's okay. The plan right now is to just take it one day at a time, and by that I mean 1 day a week at a time, maybe a weeknight, but to not go all in like I was doing with this place, because as soon as we do get that top floor rented, we don't have to worry so much about covering the expenses, because the top floor should cover most of the expenses. So I leave you with this. Look at that. Aren't you excited? All right, so that's going to be it for me for today. Again, I apologize for ghosting you, but technically it's not ghosting if I come back, right? Anyway, I expect to be back at a regular cadence within the next couple of weeks. I do have some outside stuff to do and a couple of comments. I got a ton of trash to haul out of the not apartment space, well, actually, and the apartment spaces too, that I got to get done. But yeah, I definitely expect to be back within the next couple of weeks with new content and a new apartment. Season 2! Season 2! Anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and we will see you next time.